Alright, let's continue from the switches and the USG. Right now we are focusing on the Unifi access points. Okay, let me go through the first generation UAP AC devices. Okay, so as with all Ubiquiti access points, alright, the first three initials for all model numbers start with UAP. Okay, so you will get the Unifi access points. Okay, that's the definition of the UAP. And as usual, alright, so moving forth, we will all be focusing only on the AC models and above. Alright, so the beginning and the first model will start with the UAP AC Lite. Okay, so that's where you get your initial voltage of the PoE at 24 volts. Okay, so the units for AC Lite and ACLR can be powered using 24 volts, but of course, we will try to avoid using that. We will try to move on to use the standard IEEE PoE, which is 802.03 AF. Okay, now you see a /A there. So basically, it's basically to tell you that it's using the mode A of the PoE. Okay, so in PoE, there's also mode A and mode B. Okay, I will not go into that in this session, but rather it's just to let you know that in case if any installers or any of you guys want to know what kind of IEEE standard of AF is using, okay, it's using mode A. Now, in terms of the AC Lite, okay, in terms of AC Lite for the 2G, okay, rather the 2.4 gigahertz, is using at 300 Mbps, which is 300 megabits per second, and the 5 gigahertz is operating at 867 megabits per second. So total up, you get 1167. So indirectly, I'll call this as a 11AC1200 access point. Okay, so if you are comparing it with any of the competitors, look at it in terms of what's the total add-up speed of both the 2.4 and the 5G. Okay. Now for the ACLR. Okay, so we know this is Unified Access Point AC, and the LR stands for long range. Okay, so this particular unit gives you slightly more transmit power, which you can adjust using the device setting on the Unified controller. So what's the main difference? The 2.4G, okay, the 2G rather, okay, has a speed of upwards to 450 megabits. Okay, so that's one big major difference here. And the total add-up speed is 1327. Okay, usually I'll just call this guy as a 11AC1300 access point. Okay, so similarly, if you're comparing with any of the competitors, alright, so your add-up total speed is over here. Okay, but for this particular model, it's slightly different given the fact that it has a slightly stronger transmitting power. Okay, so do note that, of course, transmit powers will be controlled by your controller's country setting. Okay, so dependent on the country setting that you have set on your controller, okay, your device output power will confer to the regulatory transmit power. Alright. So guys, please remember to use the legal settings. Okay. So next we have the UAP AC Pro. So this is the mainstream. Okay, so this is the main unit that's very hot selling in most countries. So AC Pro basically it accepts the IEEE standard of 802.03 AF. So minimally, okay, best if possible, use at least 15 watts of PoE power. Do supply 15 watts of PoE power. The 2.4G, okay, rather the 2G operates at 450 Mbps, megabits per second. The 5G operates at 1300. Okay, so you will know that this is 1750. Okay, now I've already gone through the first three access points. The next question you may ask, okay, in terms of transmitting radio and receiving radio, okay, how do we explain in terms of technicality? So UAP AC Lite, it's a 2x2 radio. Okay, when we say 2x2 means 2 transmitting radio and 2 receiving radio. That's how it derives is 300 and 867. For the AC Lite, for the ACLR, okay, so you see there's 450 and there's 867. So basically it's a 2x3 radio. Okay, so basically there's 2 transmitting and 3 receiving. That's the reason why it's able to get 450 on a 2.4 gigahertz and then followed by the 5 gigahertz. Okay, for the AC Pro, basically it's a 3x3 radio. So it has 3 transmitting radio and 3 receiving. Okay, so that's the reason why we say 3x3. Okay, so that's 3. This dual band. Okay, so the radio wise is dual band, except the antennas are 3x3. So there's 3 transmitting and 3 receiving. Okay, take note of that. The first three models so far I've talked about, okay, they are all dual radio access points. Okay, next you have your in-wall unit. Okay, so they have UAP AC in-wall. The power to use for this unit is a 802.03 AT. Okay, when you say AT, it requires 30 watts of PoE power. Okay, now speed wise, the access point is operating at the same speed as an AC light. So with AC light, you're looking at 2.4 G of 300 Mbps. Okay, and you have your 5 GHz at 867. Total up is 1167, which is what we call a 11AC1200. Okay, then you have your AC in-wall Pro. Your AC in-wall Pro is similar to the AC Pro. Okay, so this is basically at 450 for 2.4 GHz, 1300 for the 5 GHz. Okay, do take note that it will add up to 1750. Okay, now for the AC in-wall and the AC in-wall Pro, there are two RJ45 ports beneath the unit itself, and it's able to have PD power, so you can power up an additional unit using the PoE port provided. So what's going to happen is you're going to inject in 30 watts of PoE power, but because you're using 802.03 AT plus, okay, and output power, okay, it's able to supply up to a standard 802.03 AF power. So let's say that if you have a unit of a VoIP phone, let's say you are able to power up a VoIP phone through the PoE port that's available underneath the in-wall unit. Okay, so that's the additional advantage. Okay, next for the meshing unit. Okay, so there are two units over here. We have the UAP ACM. Okay, so this is the mesh unit. All right, it's weather resistant, so you can place it outdoor. All right, preferably under sheltered area. Okay, even though it's outdoor. Okay, you can see that it has the same speed as a AC light. Okay, so here and there you can see that you have, okay, you have three units, okay, which have the similar functionality. So you have your AC light, your AC in-wall, and your ACM. Okay, so hint here. All right, so you can see that these three units are operating on the same radio, so it's a 2x2 radio. Okay, and for the next hint is the in-wall Pro. Okay, it has the same radio as the AC Pro. Okay, in terms of antenna, it's also 3x3. Okay, and you have next one would be on the UAP AC M Pro. Okay, M Pro requires only 802.03 AF power. Okay, so yes, 2.4 GHz at 450 and the 5 GHz at 1300. The reason being it's the same chip, or rather the same radio sets as the AC Pro, except it has the meshing functionality. Now, for the two mesh units, okay, please do take note. For the UAP ACM and the UAP ACM Pro, in order for them to mesh up, okay, they have to be connected to a base AP. Okay, so the recommended base AP to be used for meshing will be the AC Pro. Okay, always remember they have to start off from minimally a AC Pro. Okay, so you have to choose something that's from the AC Pro and above. Okay, nothing below. So the first unit, what we call the base AP, has to be a UAP AC Pro, subsequently followed by a ACM or ACM Pro. Alright, so now in terms of meshing, you are connecting all the APs through a mesh network that is connected wirelessly. Okay, so part of the radio will be used as a transportation radio to transmit power backwards wirelessly. Okay, the AP doesn't have to be connected by cable, okay, to the switch in order for it to be connected to the controller. In the controller, you will see them as connected wirelessly. Okay, do take note about meshing. Maximum is up to 4 relay. Okay, but I won't recommend it, so do take note about it. All right, last but not least, you have your UAP AC EDM. Okay, so EDM basically has a speaker that's attached to a UAP AC Pro. Okay, so this AP here is basically an UAP AC Pro. Okay, and it's connected through a USB port, okay, to power up the speaker, and it basically requires you to use 802.03 AT plus power, so you need at least 30 watts of PoE power in order to power up this particular unit. Alright, so this concludes my first presentation on the Unifi access point, but these are the Wave1 technology. Okay, so these are the single user MIMO. Okay, SUMIMO. Okay, so single user MIMO. Okay.